Hi, it's Larry here, Xbox Live's Major Nelson here at 343 Industries. I'm inside the bunker that is 343 Industries here in Seattle, and I want to welcome you guys here. This is an official Halo 4 multiplayer stream, and joining me is David Ellis. David, come on in here. Look at this. See this? This is like
Larry and David.
This is like Wayne's World. We're pretty excited to be here.
A little less high tech than Wayne's World.
This is a different type of show that I'm used to doing because it's got Halo and it's going to be cool. But I want to point out what's going on here. Can I do this?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to actually pick the camera up and I'm going to spin it around so you can see what is happening in this room. Okay, I want everybody to say hello. So we'll start over here. Say hello, everybody.
Hi.
So these are, there we go. There's, hello, Allison. Hello. There you go. So this is the room that we're in right here. This is, what happened over there?
Ladies and gentlemen, Sandbox developer.
Oh, wow. Anyway.
Chris Blum.
Just fell over.
Oh, you all right
Oh,
over there?
wait. It's Halloween. We didn't spin it all the way
Okay, good.
around.
I'll let you
I'm
do
wondering
that
if you should
shit.
get. It's Halloween here at 343.
So
Wouldn't be complete without a creepy bunny.
What's-
6 feet bunny.
I don't know.
Hey, well,
I don't know what he's doing, Dave, but he's just hanging over there in the corner, and he's been like that for about 10 minutes.
been here all night. It's actually kind of
Creeping me
creepy.
out. Thank God he's not a clown. Anyway, Halo 4 multiplayer is the reason you tuned in, and we are going to show you more Halo 4 multiplayer than you have ever seen. David, why don't we kind of walk through what people can expect for the next 90 minutes or so?
Yeah, so we're going to just give a good variety of some 4v4, some 5v5, maybe some 6v6. We're going to give a good variety of the maps.
Yep.
Of course, Halo 4 is launching with 10 multiplayer maps,
Yep.
3 unique Forge spaces in addition to that. We have a lot of new game modes, a lot of returning game modes. Some of the returning game modes have some changes that we'll kind of showcase today. So I think we're just going to kick off. I think the first match we're going to play is Infinity Slayer, which is our new take on kind of Team Slayer.
Right.
Introduce personal ordnance system. So as you're doing things to contribute to your team, whether it's kills, assists, doing things with style, if you're getting double kills, sticky kills, things like that, you get extra points. And as you get those points, you fill up your ordnance meter, so you can call in either a power weapon or a power-up like a damage boost, speed boost.
I know, I don't want to cut you off, but I
Yeah.
know when you call the ordinances in, and we'll see this in just a minute.
Yeah.
There's 4 items on the screen that you can, or 3 items.
Three items, yep.
What decides what those 3 items are?
So we have a system in place that kind of based on percentages, you have a chance at getting any one of the items, whether it's a power weapon, sub-power weapon, or power-up, also grenades.
Okay.
You can get some extra sticky grenades, pulse grenades, which is our new
So it's
Promethean
random,
grenades.
but not really random.
Exactly. It's
I
based
see.
on percentages.
I see.
And so once you get those in, you can then call them in with your D-pad. And of course, part of the Infinity Slayer, it takes place on War Games, which is one half of our Infinity multiplayer experience, which actually takes place on the combat deck of the UNSC Infinity. So it's actually fictionalized, it's in universe, it's sort of canon.
Yep.
And this is our training grounds for the Spartans as they're preparing to kind of go out there and kick some ass.
And before we get going, I want to show you a couple things. This was literally just brought in here a moment ago. This is, David, why don't you explain to me what we're seeing on screen here? Because this
So,
is really exciting.
This is the limited edition of Halo 4. This is actually the first time I'm seeing the packaging in person. It's actually still in plastic. You can see
Yeah.
that they're all individually numbered.
Can you see that right
People
there?
have already pre-ordered. You're lucky because I think mostly they're sold out at this point. Of course, it comes with the game, which comes out November 6th. Also comes with the War Games map pass.
Look at that. That is, first of all, this doesn't look like a game package.
Yeah, I mean, it's Halo 4, limited edition. It's very minimalistic, but inside there's a bunch of goodies if you're fans of like the kind of the lore,
It's like
the story.
It's like an iPad mini package or something. It was very nicely done.
No, it turned out really nice.
But in here is all sorts of cool stuff, as you said, and you can see on the back there. So you may not see these because I think, as you said, they're sold out, right?
Yeah, I think there are some retailers that may be holding a few back
Right.
until launch night, but if you get a chance to pre-order it, if you've had that chance and get it, definitely take advantage of it because
This is unbelievable.
They're kind of gone at this point.
So I want to get we're going to be taking your questions from Twitter using the hashtag #Halo4 stream. So go ahead and ask those questions there. David, one of the questions that I want to get out of the way right up front,
Yep.
you and I talked about this, is we're getting a lot of questions about the ranking system. Why don't you tell us what's going on with Halo 4 ranking system, multiplayer?
Well, I mean, Halo multiplayer has been kind of a haven for folks since Halo 1, LAN parties. Of course, they introduced online multiplayer in Halo 2 and continued through Halo 3 and onward and upward. With Halo 4, one of the things that we've talked about is that actually skill-based rankings are important. It's important to make sure you have good matches, that you're playing with people of similar skill levels. We do have a behind-the-scenes skill ranking system but we've chosen not to visualize that to the end player. But it's definitely in there, and if you played Halo Reach, we're taking ranks, we're factoring ranks much more into the multiplayer experience, so you're matching up with players with similar skill levels. You just won't see your rankings as compared to like Halo 3. But you're definitely going to have that experience in Halo 4 because of our streamlined matchmaking, streamlined hoppers, and player count that you're going to be playing as players who are more evenly matched, so you have consistently competitive, good matches in multiplayer.
Now, we're going to be talking a lot more about multiplayer, and we want to get to it as quickly as possible. But first, I want to point this out. I've had the opportunity of playing some of the multiplayer for the past few days. I have got to tell you, when you listen to the games, the audio in this game sounds amazing. I mean, the ghost, when it spools up and you're going away, it's unbelievable. I mean, what you've done with the weapons and the way it feels familiar yet brand new.
I think that's a credit to Tajin and our entire audio team, whether it's the music or the sound effects, the voices, the voice work. They've just done a great job from really from the ground up rebuilding the audio library. There's no sound effect that's reused from previous games because this is the beginning of a brand new Reclaimer saga. It was important that it has its own sound, its own feel. And so we're pretty happy with how it's turned out, and I can't wait till people get a chance to hear it for themselves on November 6th.
Before we get started, I want to thank our friends at Twitch TV. They're obviously the guys that are hosting the stream. They've come down here to 343 Industries. This is one of the very few times I've been inside your office. It's super top secret.
It's secret. Of course, it's Halloween, so happy Halloween. That was hence the bunny outfit over there.
Yeah, that's the bunny out corner.
But you know, it's Seattle, so it's dark and rainy, but you wouldn't know it because we don't let any outside light into our building. It's like a bunker.
Yeah. So why don't we get to multiplayer?
Let's kick it off.
Why don't you kick off what we're going to see first? Let's get the screen. There we go. So this is the screen that people are going to see to start with. Why don't you explain to us what we're seeing here?
So this is our custom game lobby, and as I said earlier, the first match we're going to hop into is Infinity Slayer, which is basically first team to score 600 points. You get points for killing the other team. It introduces map ordnance, on-map ordnance, which are kind of map specific grenades and weapons that drop in, but also you have personal ordnance. So as you are supporting your team and helping them win, you get extra weapons and power-ups and grenades that you can call in and use to help support your team. First map we're going to be playing on is Haven, which is the first map we showed off, I think, in February of this year at the Spring Showcase. And the guy who's actually been playing is actually Kynan Pearson, who's our lead multiplayer level designer, and he actually made this map. So if he loses, it's going to be very embarrassing.
He's got some explaining to do. Now, should we point him out? He's right over here. Let's just say hello.
Yeah, hi, Kynan.
There you go. So that's it. When you play your multiplayer experiences, he's the genius behind that. So I want to point something on the screen here. So you've got game type on the over here on the left. Got map, game options, pretty self-explanatory. And obviously start the game. And then down here we've got the players over here on the right. These are the local players.
So these are the player cards, and you can see your tag, you see your Spartan ranking. You can actually see your specialization. Your initial specialization is a Spartan 4, so that's why it's listed. But you can see if a player has ranked up and has re-enlisted in a specialization, it'll list that right there as well. You can see, I think all these accounts are brand new, so everyone mostly has stock stuff, but you can change things like your pose. Everyone's got a very heroic, straight-ahead pose, but we actually have some poses you can select and customize. So these little visual indicators that can kind of let players know that you've been playing for a while, and you probably know what you're doing.
If you have some questions, feel free to post them on Twitter using the hashtag Halo4Stream. We'll take a look at those. Why don't we get started?
Yeah, let's do this. Kynan, kick it off.
Kynan, let's go. So the first one we're going to see is Infinity Slayer on Haven, as you said. Now, what type of map is this?
So Haven is it's slightly asymmetrical, but it's an arena-type map. It's sort of a circle with a bar through the middle. So you have a circle kind of going around the outside. You get two levels. And down the middle, you have a straight line. It also has a couple of walk points that have like kind of a slight jump points so that you can jump across from like the back to the middle, but you have these barriers in between that's open so you can just drop down to the bottom level, kind of get out of danger. I think fans of classic Halo, they're going to feel right at home with Haven. It definitely harkens back to arena maps like Midship. So this is, right off the bat, you got blue team. Kynan's helping out his teammates, get some points for assists. Usually what tends to happen at the beginning of these matches, teams will just sort of throw some grenades out there, hopefully be able to predict where players are going to be, just to damage them so they have a little bit of an advantage.
I want to point out what's going in here. First of all, we're seeing the kill cam. But I want to talk a little bit about the main HUD, because on the left-hand side here, we're seeing two things here. We're seeing obviously the radar, the motion sensor, but what's above that and then what's above that? So
just in the upper left-hand corner right above the radar, you have that's our armor ability, so I'll let you know what armor ability you have and how much of it is left. So if Kynan uses his hologram here, for example, you'll see that the bar will go down a little bit. He just did it to distract that team.
So he just fired it?
Yep, he just fired it off. Of course, he's using the Promethean shield or light shield, hard light shield.
Right there.
And his teammate came down from the side. It's and as you see that Kynan's done some stuff like assist, you can see the other thing right above the armor ability. That's our personal ordnance bar.
Okay, so that's what we're seeing here.
Yep. So as you see the points in the middle, he just got revenge on the guy who had just previously killed him. He gets 15 points from that, and that's separate from actually the team points. So you see, Kainen's team is winning 130 to 80.
That's down in
right
the lower
now.
right-hand side.
Lower
there.
right-hand corner. It also lets you know how much time's left and that he's playing in.
See, on the
Slayer.
unicorn team or the narwhal team? Narwhal.
I believe we are Stingray.
Stingray, okay.
Stingray versus the Sharks.
Okay.
And of course, you got your grenade indicator upper left, health top middle. Its health is back to like Halo 3 style. It's just shields.
Yep.
Halo Reach had kind of a hybrid approach that was similar to Halo 1. Halo 1 where you had shields and you had health underneath. This time it's a little more simplified. You just have your shields. When that runs out, if you get shot in the head or take a certain amount of damage, you're
And
done.
I also want to point out is in multiplayer with the ordinances, you can call in or unlock a overshield.
Yeah.
So
you
that's
can call
also
you can call in an overshield. What's interesting, you have to be careful though when you call in your ordnance that you're either by yourself or you can take care of any enemies that are nearby, because enemies can steal your ordnance drops.
Well, that's what I want to talk about, because it's very clear when the ordnance opportunity comes up. We'll see it pop up in the middle of the screen in a moment. But what's interesting is that I see it on screen, but you're telling me is everyone else sees it as well.
Definitely everyone that's in the environment or nearby. So as you
see.
can see a needler indication on the left-hand side of his, and that's part of a
I
map
see.
ordnance that's dropped in. Everyone can sort of see that.
Okay.
The other personal ordnance stuff, you have to be more closer. So Kainen's just got
Okay,
the
so
ordnance in.
ready. You can see it's right there.
Got
Now,
a choice
those
of-
are three elements.
He's got a choice of pulse grenade, needler, and overshield. Kainen's
just
got the
called it in.
overshield. You can see that he's got a green kind of hue to his HUD. Of course, I think the person he was fighting against just used Needler, which is really powerful in this game. Was able to strip his overshield fairly quickly
Wow.
because Kainen was sort of out in the open. You
Yep.
really want to try to take cover if you're under fire from the Needler.
Right.
Kainen's using kind of a little trick jump here to get from bottom mid to top mid without having to jetpack or use anything like that. There's a lot of fun jumps in this environment. Kainen's supporting his teammate. There's three other guys down there. I normally wouldn't recommend going down there by himself, but Kainen's picked off a double kill using the grenades to great effect. He's also got the hologram. He's not really using that. Kainen is a purist. He likes his guns, and he likes his grenades.
I want to go back. Got a couple questions here while folks are watching the live stream. First of all, I want to thank you for tuning in this morning, this Halloween, this afternoon. Saying hello to everybody from 343 Industries here. Halo 4 launches next week.
November 6th.
Awesome
Election
limited
day.
edition.
So if you're in the U.S., make sure you go out and vote first. Of course, if you're of age and registered to vote,
Right.
and then go out and pick up Halo 4.
Yeah, and there's going to be some launch events as well. I know we're going to be working on those. But I want to take a couple questions from the streams. There's been a question, can you disable the kill cam?
So there are absolutely game modes that don't have the death cam built into it. So
Okay.
that's totally up to the player. They can customize that. There are certain modes in matchmaking that don't have the death cam. And of course, in modes where it is there, you can just hit the X button just to go ahead and immediately respawn, get right back in the action. So if you don't like watching yourself getting killed over and over again, you don't have to.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about grenades. There's some different types of grenades that we have going on there. Is that right?
Yeah, so there are three main types of grenades in Halo 4. Kainen's got the frag grenades, sort of classic experience if you used it in the past. Kainen just picked up the scatter shot, which is one of our new weapons. Got frag grenades, of course you have plasma grenades, sticky grenades, and of course the pulse grenade, which is a Promethean grenade, which kind of emits a bubble around it. As you drop it down, it pops up in the air, emits a bubble that radiates damage effect. And so if you get stuck in there, it can strip your shields fairly quickly. It can also kill you if you get too close. It's really good against vehicles.
Oh, really?
If you stumble up against a scorpion, drop one of those on it, you're going to pull that scorpion down pretty quick.
And does it destroy it or does it stop it?
So it will absolutely destroy it if it gets stuck in there.
Okay. Okay. We're looking at we're looking to see what we have for questions here. If you want to ask us a question, use the hashtag Halo4Stream. Tell your friends to tune in. We're going to be here for looks like about another probably about another hour or so. So we're going to be having some fun here.
You should take that.
Jeff Keeley's calling
I
me
know.
right now.
I think you should take that.
I'm gonna tell him off there. I can't take his call. Hold on.
Take it.
Jeff, I'm doing a live stream. I can't talk right now.
Jeff's a mover and a shaker. You got to take his call.
Can I call you back?
We're definitely doing. So
All right.
Kainen's got the LMG. He pulled that in.
Live TV here. You never know what's gonna happen.
LMG super powerful. Kainen
This
gets
is
the last
unbelievable.
kill.
This weapon.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's like an AR times 10.
Right.
It's just incredibly scary. It has a sound effect unlike no other. When you run across it, you just want to get the heck out of Dodge.
So there we go. So the game's over. We see. So we're about points, not about kills.
Yep.
That's
And-
really critical.
Well, the kills actually add up to points, so you
Sure.
get 10 points for every time you get a kill, and so that's how you get up to these 600 points.
But
for
there's
your
other
team.
things that happen in the game that contribute to that score.
Well, that contributes to your personal. So there
Sure.
are two score elements. You have the team score, which is based on kills, and then you have your personal score that feeds into the personal ordnance.
Okay.
And that's the stuff like getting a double kill, a sticky, assist, stuff like that. Of course, you see Kainen's build up some XP so he can level up his character. And of course, so we're unlocking custom loadouts across all of matchmaking now, so that as Kynan's leveling up, he's going to earn new weapons, new armor abilities, new armor mods. But for those people who are scared of kind of custom loadouts, we do have map-specific and playlist-specific loadouts.
So you don't
prepared.
have to worry about anything. You
So
just roll in.
So
and
if you
take
pick up
care
the
of it.
game post-launch and you feel like you're going to be outmanned, outgunned, that's not going to be a problem because we've set up loadouts for you so that you can be competitive right there at the beginning.
There's a question about playlists. What playlists are you going to have at launch next week?
I don't know off the top of my head what they all are. I know we have Infinity Slayer.
Right.
I know we have Capture the Flag, our new Capture the Flag mode. We have a Slayer Pro mode, which for players who like a more stripped down experience with things like faster speed,
Right.
no armor abilities, just your guns, grenades, and melees. We're going to be having that out there as well. Slayer Pro. I know that our lead multiplayer guy, Kevin Franklin, who's unfortunately not here today because he's actually going down to the MLG tournament down in Dallas where Halo 4 is going to be playable this weekend. It definitely brought in a lot of pro players to get their feedback on what they wanted. Also talked to other players and try to figure out what they wanted from a more pro kind of hardcore experience, competitive experience.
Can we go back to the Carnage screen for the last game? Can you pull that up? There we go. So just walk us through. I know you talked to. I want to just revisit this again and the different options that
Yeah,
people
so
see.
the score that's listed there is the personal score.
Yep.
And so Kynan had 14 kills, 8 assists, 14 deaths.
Got to do a little bit better there, buddy.
Step it up. Someone who was no pref 01? Who's Grim? Oh, that was Ricari over
Nice
there,
work, nice
24
work.
and 13. Perhaps,
Extra loadouts.
perhaps Ricari may have cheated some loadouts into this particular build.
So you can see in the upper right-hand corner using the bumpers to kind of go through the different
You can
screens.
scroll through. Yep.
Yeah.
So you immediately have your kill death spread, best spree. 5 for Ricari, 4 for Kynan, and then of course medals. And the medals are things that you use for your personal score that helps you feed into your personal ordnance loop.
Okay.
Kynan can also highlight any of these characters and press A, and that brings up their favorite weapon, who they killed most, who they were killed most by. You can bring up all kinds of fun stuff, like you can browse their medals if you want to dig in a little deeper. You can look into their service record to see whether they played campaign or
Wow.
Spartan Ops, how much they've played, all that info as well. And then if he backs out real quick, you can see you can go into file share, all that fun stuff. Can I get
So
back
all the
into
stuff that
action?
we know from from previous Halo gameplay, all the goodness is there.
It's all there.
All the greatness is there.
Kynan's also bringing up the roster right here, which is the immediate thing. So if you don't want to hit the guide button to bring up your entire friends list, if you
Yep.
just want to see who's playing Halo 4, you have other folks underneath it. You can just hit the X button at any point. That brings that up. You can see that Kynan's in a party with some folks. You can set some customization options to that as well. And that's just a quick thing you can bring up at Snap. You can see that Kynan has 7 friends online, but 8 people in his party. Just quick numbers that you can just get all that information at a glance. I think we're just going to hop into the second match real quick.
I say let's do it. If you have your questions, send us a tweet using the hashtag Halo4Stream. Go to my blog at majornelson.com. It's the very first post right at the top there. You can leave a question in the comments, and let's rock on. What's the next mode we're playing?
Next mode we're going to be playing is King of the Hill. If you've played Halo before, you're going to know what this is. You basically have sections
Halo
over
3.
the maps. Any of the Halos.
Okay.
They got them in there. You can,
Halos.
You kind of go in and hold a spot. You hold the hill, and they have to kick you off of it. You're going to have a couple
map
of
are we
them.
seeing here?
So this is Complex, which is a brand new map. It's asymmetrical. It's sort of a UNSC base. It's built into a kind of cliff wall on Requiem. And it's pretty big, wide open spaces, but if you hold up in certain spots, some good close quarters action as
Kynan,
well.
did you do this map?
That was one of Kynan's babies.
Look at this. We got the guy who designed the map playing the map. This is what we do here.
So once again, he's got no excuse.
So
if
he's
he
in
doesn't pull
the
it
hell.
out. Yeah, so King of the Hill, one of the important things here is that a lot of people don't, you'd be surprised, a lot of people don't realize that you only need to have one person holding the hill at a time, so if you only really need one person kind of out there in the open, it's sort of left out there to dry.
Right.
Everyone else, of course, as kind of goes into the hill, you see that he can't use his armor ability.
Oh!
So that goes away, so you can do some
So
fun
wait a minute, so
things.
that's really important. You cannot use your armor ability in the hill.
Yep, so when you're in there, you are sort of kind of out there on your own.
What kind of shot is he rocking here?
So that's a scatter shot, which is kind of our Promethean Forerunner shotgun. It'll feel right at home if you use the shotgun in the past, but it has some new wrinkles all its own. So for example, you can bounce shots off the ground, kind of around walls. Kynan's trying to finish him off, just get in there melee. There we go.
Boom.
Kynan wrecked him. So I think blue team's got both hills right now, but Kynan's in a rough spot because he had no shields, and this other guy just rolled up.
While we
and-
get going here, if you guys have any questions or if you have any comments about the audio or video quality, let us know. Go ahead and post on my blog. We'll take a look at that because we're tweaking things. This is live TV.
This is
here.
live,
This
yep.
is it. This is you guys are seeing the real deal here.
It's all up to Kynan to do well and put on a good show. If it's not, if you're not getting the gameplay you want, you blame
So what we're
Kynan.
seeing here,
It's not
it
our
says
fault.
so incoming. So that means that's going to be the next point it goes
So
to.
as the hill, you have about 5 seconds left on the hill. It goes ahead and lets you know when the next hill is going to come
Interesting.
online.
So
And
you got a waypoint.
So for example, a good thing to do, Kynan's in a good spot here with the DMR. Just took that red team guy out, and so he's controlling the hill. But he's also out here by himself. He has one teammate. I think that's Ricari over there who's helping him out.
Where's the rest of the team? Come on, guys.
So we got another hill over there that the team's holding. So it's really a risk reward. You have to decide how many people you're going to leave at each hill and how many people are going to
So
go out
multiple
and
hills,
attack the
that's
other
right.
the other hill.
Right.
And so it's always a constant struggle, especially in here in this room. Kynan's got a lot of the red team in this one hill,
Wow.
which is a good thing to do if you really want to lock that hill down. But of course, they're also exposed when they're all
Now, when you
out
say it's a
there.
good thing to do, because you're getting multiple.
So it's a good thing to do just so that the other teammates can help defend the person. You only need one person at the hill. You don't get extra time for having multiple
wanna
people.
point that out.
So red team, that's actually not necessarily the best thing in the world to have everyone in the hill at once.
Right.
But obviously, no one has headsets on in here in this lab, so
Right.
no one's really communicating. So a lot of times you'll have multiple people in here.
Yeah, we told them to be quiet because we wanted to hear us.
Allison Stroll, our senior producer, she yelled at them earlier to tell them to be quiet. Shh, very quiet. There's Halo going on.
Yeah, there's this.
I have a feeling by the time the next match goes around, people are going to
Yeah.
be yelling and
This is
hooping
the
and
qual-
hollering.
I did say that if there was an epic win, they were
So people
allowed
can't
to
hear her.
scream.
So.
Yeah, so Allison just said, like, if there's an epic win, she gives them permission to actually speak if they want to.
So this is so we can see in the we'll see in the lower right hand corner of the screen in a moment the score. And how is the score calculated? Is that seconds? I just want to make sure we're clear.
Yeah, it's seconds, and Kynan's team has just lost the lead because the red team is holding one all their own. Incoming, you see A is popping up, and Kynan's going to try to move over there. Blue team's already there and is holding that position, and you see blue team's coming back. About 6 seconds, they'll take the lead back from red team. Kind of set up over here. You have multiple options where the other team can come through. It's really tough, so while you're in the hill, you can't use that armor ability, especially if you had something like, for example, Promethean Vision,
Yeah.
which sends out kind of a sonar, kind of radar wave that allows you to.
Oh, that's cool.
It allows you to see enemies that are nearby.
Kind of sends out this ping.
Yeah,
Maybe
but you have
we
to
can
be,
see it later.
You have to be careful when you're moving around because if you end up in the hill, that'll go away immediately, so
Right,
you
of
can't
course.
use it. But what I like to do is I like to stay around the edges
Mm-hmm.
and use my armor ability. Oh, Kynan's, yep, trying to hold him off.
He's doing quite
He's
well here.
contesting.
There we go.
He's got 2 teammates still in the hill, so
What we're
hopefully
going
they're
to want to do
hold off.
also before the next game, maybe kind of, I want to show kind of the loadout screen.
Yeah.
Because I want to take a look at that because that's really interesting. You guys have done some real nice work there. Boy, got everybody in the hill, guys.
Oh, this red
bunch of-
team's-
no, but what are you guys doing?
Red team's just waiting to
Yeah,
throw
I
some
know.
grenades in there. So you see C's hopping up right here. Kynan's going to set up for a win. That hill goes away. Kynan's already
Wait,
in
this
it.
hill's massive.
And the thing is, like, and you have no position to like, hide either.
So these
it's
hills
very
are
different.
varying size.
Yep, it's varying size. It depends on where they are on the map. They're custom tailored for each map. And they're also depends on where it is. Some hills are easier to defend than others. And so you have to take that into account as you're trying to figure out where you want to be defending next.
So if you're just tuning in, you're watching the Halo 4 live stream from 343 Studios here. I'm here with Mr. David Ellis. My name's Larry Herb, Xbox Live's Major Nelson, and we're excited about Halo launching next week, Halo 4. Let's get that guy right there. You're seeing some gameplay, some multiplayer gameplay. David and I have been talking for the past 15, 20 minutes about what we're seeing. Maybe do a quick recap. Still seeing some questions about the ranking system, some people that are just tuning into the stream. So why don't we go ahead and talk about that for real briefly, recapping.
So for people asking about the ranking system, and skill ranking will definitely be in matchmaking behind the scenes. When you're playing, we'll be calculating how well you're doing, the people you're playing with, the people you're playing against, and we will have a skill level there behind the scenes. We are not putting that, we're not visualizing that, so you won't be able to see it, but we're definitely going to be taking skill rankings into account much
Why not
more
show
so.
it?
Yeah, I mean,
I know why, but I want to hear you say it.
it's one of those things where we wanted to encourage people to play the game and play with teammates, and it becomes this thing where people just focus on a number rather than what the number represents, and we want
Right.
people out there just playing the game, trying to win, and kind of going out there. It also led to a lot of cheating, a lot of people boosting their accounts in Halo 3,
Right.
And it's something that we didn't want to encourage this time
So even
around.
as a user, I can't see my rank.
We don't currently have that in the game.
Got
no.
it. Okay. Just want to make sure I understand that. All right. So getting back to the gameplay, what we're seeing right here, we're seeing one of the brand new maps in Halo 4 multiplayer maps. The guys are playing Team of the Hill, or King of the Hill.
Yep, and this is on Complex. It's one of our new maps. It's one of a little bit larger than what we just played on Haven. And of course, Kynan's got some points for holding the hill, but he got taken out there. Blue team's taken out a pretty big lead. They're up 130 to 75. Kynan, what are we playing to in this King of the Hill match?
I believe it's 150.
Okay, so
150.
Yeah, blue team's getting right there. Got about 5 minutes left. Every second counts in getting the hill. So when Kynan rolls in there, if he can just keep red team from scoring for a couple of seconds. So the next hill is going to be ready to be popping up here in just a second. E's coming down. Blue team's in a good spot over
There it
here.
is, yeah.
Red team, because they had so many people in the hill, they're not in a good spot to be able to
Just
kind of go out there and reconnoiter for the other
Come
hills.
on, Red.
And Kynan's got his teammates. He's got a Ghost. He's got a teammate nearby. They're in a really good spot here.
There's some other things I want to point out about the lower left-hand corner, the radar, your motion sensor. There's some new elements there. You can see vehicles.
Yep. So you can not only see vehicles, you can see when people are using certain armor abilities. So, for example, if someone's using Promethean vision and they're on the other side of a hill, you can actually see their kind of sonar wave kind of
kind of
shoot out in all
pulses out.
quarters. Yep.
Interesting.
You can also see specific vehicles.
Nice
so, for
work,
example,
blue team.
Blue team won. What do we have here? Someone's pointing at me and they're eating. I don't know what's going on. I think we're just going
I don't either.
to maybe take a couple more questions
So-
while we're in between matches. It's Halloween, so
It's Halloween, so what would Halloween be without
it's craziness around here.
without costumes? Apparently, we're gonna let's go full screen now. Let's do it up here. So, hello. Why don't you guys come in here? The ladies. What are your names?
I'm Morgan,
Morgan,
or Alice.
Alice, and what?
I'm Lanny, also the Queen of Hearts.
Can I step? They want to see you guys. Step in here. Whoa,
Morgan,
whoa, with the knife already.
Morgan and Lanny working on narrative team here
Okay.
at 343 Industries, and they're outshining the rest of us mugs.
Right.
Will's leaving in his creepy bunny outfit. He feels.
So you guys work on the Halo
Oh,
4
Will's
We
playing.
do. Yeah, I'm a narrative designer.
narrative designer. I
And
don't know if
Lanny's
you guys-
producer on the narrative team.
Right. What does that mean?
That means that I implement all the story.
I
so
see.
I work with the writers, and sometimes I do some writing as well.
Right.
But mostly it's my job to get the story into the game.
Got
so
it.
I work in the engine to
So
execute the story.
When you play the story, and when you're playing the Halo 4 story, this is one of the people that puts it in the game.
Yeah.
In the game.
It's all the VO, all the objective markers, all that stuff's timed out.
Awesome.
And I'm working with Morgan right now on Spartan Ops.
Yeah, Spartan Ops.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Spartan Ops a little later because this is actually really cool. And what's your name again?
Lanny.
Lane, what do you do?
I'm the narrative producer.
Rock on.
Yeah, so she makes sure all the creative folks
Right.
get their stuff done.
She makes
Because
yeah.
left to our own devices, we would just twiddle away forever and
They'll
nothing would ever
stay in
happen.
this room all day long and play Halo. They won't get
Yeah.
any work done.
Much
So-
like the Queen of Hearts. She
Right.
makes sure
Yes.
that,
That's
she orders us
fitting.
around, make sure that
Off with your head.
Well, I will
We
let
don't
you.
get our work done off
I'll
our
let you ladies go back to work. Thank you for stopping by. All right, say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
All right, David and I are going to get back to work here.
Maybe take a couple more questions
Yeah,
and then
let's-
go into the next match.
So I've got one question here that someone asked on Twitter using the hashtag Halo4Stream. Will there be custom maps built into Forge? The custom maps built in Forge, will they be added to playlists over time as they were in Reach?
So we definitely have a lot of plans for post-launch support and matchmaking. Of course, we introduced the War Games Map Pass, so we're going to have like 3 DLC packages coming over the next several months to
Right.
introduce new maps into matchmaking. We did also announce that in Forge, we would not have any Forge maps in matchmaking at launch.
Right.
I'm definitely not going to rule anything out in the future, but I don't have anything specific to announce at this time. But
Right.
I'm actually looking forward to the community getting a chance to get hands-on with the Forge and Halo 4.
Right.
There's lots of little toys in there. Ricari has stepped in and is taking over for Kynan. You can see he's going in this loadout screen right now.
Oh, look at this.
This is a brand new account, so Ricari's really excited.
Can we just take a look at this real quickly?
Yeah, Ricari, why don't you go into the loadout screen real quick?
We're
and
just going to walk through some, because there's really oh, no, you went a little too fast there. Go up to loadout 1, and on the right-hand side, so these are the elements that we can fill out. Now, these are not unlocked at the beginning.
These are not unlocked at the beginning. As I did say, in matchmaking, we do have playlist-specific and map-specific loadouts set up for people so that if you haven't unlocked some stuff, you can sort of play around and experiment.
I see.
But right at the beginning, this is what you have access to. You have your primary weapon, your secondary weapon. Secondary weapon would be things like the Magnum, the plasma pistol, or the Promethean bolt shot, which is brand new in Halo 4. You also have your grenades. Right at the beginning, you have frag grenades. You can also customize and get the plasma grenade or your pulse grenade, which is one we talked about earlier. And of course, the bottom 3 items, so one of those is returning from Halo Reach, which is armor abilities. We're bringing those back. We have a bunch of brand new ones. We also have some returning classics. And those are things like jetpack, auto sentry. Auto sentry allows you to call in kind of a personal turret who can sort of defend certain areas. Not super powerful, but definitely useful for distracting enemies as they
Right.
come in. And then, of course, armor mods. You have 2 types of those. You have the tactical package and the support package.
We're not seeing anything
And those
here.
are little. So, Ricari, if you can just hit A on the tactical package real quick. Okay. It's unfortunate it's locked. But those are little kind of under the hood sort of things that tweak things. Like, for example, you can get a tactical package that allows you to have infinite sprint.
Right. Reload faster.
Reload faster.
Right.
You won't reload by a huge margin
Right.
faster. And of course, you're in the middle of battle.
Just enough to count.
You're probably still going to get taken out, but they're just little things to support your personal playstyle. That's something we talk about a lot.
Right.
Is that all the personal loadout stuff, the whole point and purpose of it is to accentuate your playstyle, how you play the game. If you're a run and gun player, we have things that support that. If you're a support vehicle player, we have things that support that. And so we just want to give players the tools to be able to play the game the way they want to.
We're gonna play another game in just a minute, but we are gonna go full screen and full audio, so you're gonna be able to see and kind of experience everything. So we're gonna step back in just a minute.
No more yakking.
So what I'm saying is, go plug your speakers in, plug your headphones in, whatever you want to do, because we're gonna play that the goodness that is Halo 4 in terms of full screen and audio. A couple of questions though. We're seeing a question about Promethean Vision, and how do you said it was powerful. How do you balance it?
Well, so Promethean Vision is very useful, but there's a lot of information that it gives you that the player already has in those playlists. For
Okay.
example, radar. I think one of the things that would actually surprise a lot of people, a lot of Halo players don't actually pay attention to radar. I can usually tell pretty quickly whether a player has played a lot of Halo or is just new to it on whether they actually use radar or not. So where Promethean Vision comes in handy is allowing you to get in maybe that first shot on a player as he's coming around the corner, so you can line up your reticle. You could do that with radar as well, but you're not necessarily going to know whether the player is jumping or not. If you're
Right.
using it, you know it's there.
I see.
It also can be useful if you're really smart and can really pay attention to the silhouette of the players. You can tell if someone's behind a corner with like a shotgun or a scatter shot, and you can sort of prepare for that. But the range that it shoots out isn't great, and you can only use it for a very few seconds. That was something we tweaked quite a bit.
Okay.
We got a lot of really good feedback when we showed off the game at E3. We had a lot of people playing the game, and some of the pro players were playing it and using Promethean Vision to great advantage, and we were able to use that information to sort of help balance that against all the other armor abilities. Halo is, first and foremost, a shooter. So it's, classically Halo is about guns, grenades, and melee, and guns are definitely a big focus for us in Halo 4. So
And cool vehicles.
cool vehicles. Armor abilities are just an example and a way for players to live out this sort of sci-fi fantasy of being this
Right.
super soldier, this Spartan in the 26th century,
Awesome.
and being able to do those things. And so we don't want them to dominate the experience, but we want them to be there to be able to sort of help to support your play style.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go back. We're gonna see a custom game. What are we gonna see here? We're gonna go full screen, video, and audio after you introduce it.
Ricari, why don't we switch up maps real quick? Yeah, let's see what we can go. Let's go to the map screen.
Live television. We're making it up as we go here,
Yeah,
folks.
let me scroll down through here and see what we want to play.
What do you want to play?
Let's see. Keep going down. Just going to see. These are the maps that are there. And you
So
see-
this is one of the first looks you're getting at the full. These are all the maps they're going to ship with the game.
Yeah. Well, see, so someone just asked about how many players we got. We got 4v4. Yeah. Okay. You want to rock with Solace? We can rock with Solace. I was going to say if you wanted to, maybe do a little Ragnarok.
CTF?
Yeah.
We can do it.
Yeah. Let's do that. I think
So you guys are going to get to take a look at. I assume that it's going to have the Mantis.
Ragnarok, which is of course our new version of Valhalla. It definitely does feature the Mantis, which is our new mech vehicle in Halo 4. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's a really good showcase for classic
Good.
CTF action.
All right, why don't we get going here? We're going to go full screen audio. We're going to go full screen video so you can hear everything. We're going to step back. We're going to let the gameplay speak for itself. So what do you say we get started here? Here we
Kick
go.
it off.
Capture the flag. Your flag taken. Enemy flag down. Double kill. Carrier kill. Protect your flag. Flag down. flank down. Your flank taken. Flank reset. Enemy team scored. Lost the lead. Your flag taken. Protect your flag. Shield their carrier. Carrier kill. Protect your flag. Your flag. Enemy team scored. Your flag taken. Enemy flag down.
All right, we are back.
I would just like to point out that Kynan stepped out, and red team. Oh, what's going on behind us? This is not at all creepy.
Not at all.
It's just a normal day here in the
Do you want to introduce
office.
your coworkers?
I don't even know who's in all the
I didn't want to turn
masks.
around. I'm
Spider-Man, do you want
horrified.
to unmask yourself for the public?
No,
is
not
that,
ready.
Is that Adrian?
Yeah, that
I
is.
thought that was Adrian. God, and we got a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man who's got a fan in his suit to keep him good to go. You can hear it, and a wolf, bear, cub of some furry type that I don't know. This is creeping me out, and I'm standing here. He just touched me. Gross.
All right. We're gonna,
Happy Halloween, everybody.
All right, we'll let these guys. Whoa, what's going on back there, Spidey? Anyway, we're gonna let you guys go. We're gonna get back to the gameplay because that's the reason you tuned into the Halo 4 stream. This is one of the first official looks at multiplayer. Is this the first time you guys have streamed it live? I mean,
This is the first time we've streamed it live.
Yeah,
So
right from here.
So that was Capture the Flag on Ragnarok.
Right.
Which people may have noticed some changes to that.
which is the old Valhalla.
Which is the brand new version of
Valhalla.
Valhalla. And I
Right.
believe we may have seen a Mantis clinic put on by the red team there. I think Mr. Kevin Grace, who's our franchise manager, was holding it down with the Mantis. So you saw Capture the Flag. Of course, when you grab the flag now, you also are able to pull out a pistol. It's slightly different than the regular Magnum.
Now, is that optional? Can you turn that off in options?
So at launch, it is not optional. We're a firm believer in what we call the committed flag carrier,
Mm-hmm.
committed carrier, so that when you do grab the flag, you're committed to bringing that to the other base. You also have a big marker over your head letting the other team know you're there, so that your teammates really need to defend you as you're making your way through. But your pistol's more powerful than the
Right.
normal one, the Flagnum. Does more damage. You can take people out with about 4 headshots. You can take someone out.
I'm looking
pretty
down
quick.
here at the questions over on my blog at majornelson.com and on Twitter. The stream, Halo 4 stream question is, you want to take that question?
Yeah, so we got a question from James Gafer on Twitter. Ask any word on joining matchmaking games in progress. And this is something that was near and dear to me. It always used to bother me when I'd hop online and I'd see my friends in a match and I couldn't join them.
Denied.
Yep, and so join in progress is definitely something we're bringing in for Halo 4.
Awesome.
We have some systems set up in place so you don't necessarily join a match right at the end as a team's about to lose.
Right.
So I think we have it set up so you can't join for like the last minute or so.
Oh, interesting.
And that was by design so that people don't get stuck in that experience of getting stuck on a losing team.
Right.
But what we're really trying to encourage is that when you get partied up with a good group of people, both on your team and the other team, we want to encourage people to just stick together.
Right.
Have some good matches, maybe make some friends. That's really what Xbox Live matchmaking is really always was about, and we're definitely trying to bring that back in Halo 4. I know most of my friends list, I still have people on my friends list that I met just randomly in Halo 2
Right.
back in 2004.
Right. That's, I know people that have gotten married when they met in Halo.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
Yeah, I believe E
That's
and
right.
his wife, that's how they met.
That's right. You never know. Now, is he hosting the game? Because I wanted to
Yep.
back up to the main level of the
Yeah. So
menu,
let's back up to the main menu, Ricari.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, bring the party.
Bring the party.
They have to watch you.
So we're going to go back to the top here. Now, this is the entrance. We're not going to go to the campaign. Just
So
okay,
this
let's
is
talk
the,
about
this
this.
is the main menu, and you have, of course, 3 main options. You have campaign, infinity,
Yep.
waypoint, so you can go back and forth between waypoint and the game. You can do that
Okay.
kind of on the fly.
Yeah.
Live marketplace, so if it let you know if there's new items like maps and stuff
Sure,
like that.
sure.
All on board. So campaign, we're not going to hop in there today,
Nope.
but that's where you go in and you select all your missions.
And I will say this, is I have finished the Halo 4 campaign, and you guys are really going to love it. You guys did a great job in the campaign. I just want to point that out. So, thank you. You're welcome. So
So part of that is reviews for the game hit tonight.
They do.
12:01.
Okay.
Starting tomorrow morning. It's Allison Stroll we talked about
I
earlier.
made the campaign all by myself.
that's right here.
Very talented.
Yeah.
Very talented. But the other option right underneath the campaign is Infinity, and that's where we were just in.
Yeah, so you talked about the fact that all of the multiplayer action, and we drilled in on that, takes place here. So what are these options right now?
So this is the Infinity, what we call the Infinity multiplayer experience. It's made up primarily of 2 options. You have War Games, which is our more traditional competitive multiplayer.
That's what you're calling multiplayer.
That's what we're playing.
Yep.
We also have Spartan Ops, which is what I work on here at 343. I'm a mission designer on Spartan Ops, and Spartan Ops is our new kind of online episodic cooperative campaign.
So what does that mean? Because there's a little bit of confusion out there that I'm seeing. What's the difference between this and map packs?
Yeah, so one of the things that when we were trying to decide what we wanted to do, what was going to be the kind of feature set for Halo 4, one of the things that people have been asking for since, well, their first Halo is when the campaign ends, they want more of it. They want more of that classic kind of experience. So it's you as a Spartan versus the enemy, whether it's the Covenant or in the past the Flood or now the Prometheans in Halo 4. And so we saw this Spartan Ops as an opportunity to provide more of that campaign-like experience post-launch. And so we're introducing Spartan Ops. We're launching, in essence, a kind of a TV show
Right.
on November 6th, right there. So Spartan Ops takes place 6 months after the events of the main campaign. So we do recommend I know people are excited to try out everything immediately, but I do recommend you play through the campaign first if you don't want to spoil some stuff, because there
Okay.
might be some things, especially the early CG episodes, that might spoil some things in the campaign.
Okay.
But once you've beaten the campaign, you boot up Spartan Ops for the first time, you'll see first episode of our CG animated series. We just put a trailer out so you can see it online. You
Yep.
can search for Spartan Ops trailer,
Yep.
showing off some of that stuff. We're really, really happy with how that stuff's come together. And that's going to tell the story of Spartans aboard the UNSC Infinity. You're also going to be reintroduced to some characters who you met and maybe have fought alongside in the main campaign.
Okay.
We also pick up some of those narrative threads from the campaign and kind of carry it forward. So in a lot of ways, Spartan Ops will carry the universe, the Halo universe forward post Halo 4.
So it's not just throwing new maps and modes out there, but you guys are really putting some thought, because Halo has always had some really rich story and backstory.
Yeah.
So you're pulling that into this experience and giving it purpose.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, this is like a second campaign that kind of sits alongside the main
Right.
campaign. It definitely is different because we've sort of created these missions to be a little more bite-sized. Each mission is about 10 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
You can play solo or with up to 3 friends. I will say the intended kind of experience, the way we've sort of balanced and designed it, is for 4-player legendary. But if you're someone who likes to show off and really showcase that you're the best of the best, you can absolutely play Spartan Ops solo legendary
Great.
if you're so inclined. But each week you're going to have 1 episode of the CG series, and then we have 5 missions that tie into that episode and kind of bridge and carry to the next week's episode.
right.
And for this season of Spartan Ops, which is included with every copy of Halo 4, whether it's the limited edition, the standard edition, comes with all of them. We're going to have 10 weeks of content, 10 episodes, and 50 missions.
Every week.
Every week.
You guys better get to work.
We're still working. Spartan Ops teams, so the campaign team sort of died down a little bit.
Right.
Our services and back-end team are still ratcheting up because
They're getting
November
ready
6th
for
is
the
coming soon.
millions of people that are going to come online.
But Spartan Ops team's still working on content for Spartan Ops, still working on the season's worth of content.
Okay.
So we're still working pretty hard on it. We're excited
Awesome.
for people to get a chance to start playing it starting November 6th.
Now, and then of course you have the theater mode here,
Yep, so you have theater, so if you want
which is
to...
locked. But how do we unlock it?
Yeah, so...
How many people can be in the party? For
So
you?
theater mode's designed around just 1 player, but you can of course share all your theater stuff, all your save films, all your screenshots. You can share that through your file share. People can search for it. They can find your stuff online.
We're seeing that interface
Yeah,
right
so
here.
screenshots, film clips. You can also trade map versions of maps, game types, and then if you're actively transferring stuff,
Now-
uploading and downloading. you
Now,
can
I
do
was
that
looking
as
here
well.
on the stream that we're going to get back to gameplay in just a minute, full screen gameplay with the audio. The Halo 4 stream, the question was at the very top, we can go back up to the top menu. We see campaign Infinity. Now, there's multiple discs.
Yes.
Can we talk about that real quickly before we get to gameplay?
Yeah, so when you get your copy of Halo 4 on November 6th, there's going to be 2 discs involved. It's actually pretty simple the way we've broken it down. Campaign is on the first disc.
Yep.
That's what you will always use to load up and play the
Okay.
game. We have a second disc. That's where you load and install all of the multiplayer content, all of the Infinity multiplayer experience is loaded off all that discs.
Now, I want to point something out, is that, because I was a little bit confused by this, is that when you put the second disc in, you can't install it from the dashboard like
That's
we
right.
can with other games. You do that from in-game. And
That's right.
And what's the reason for that?
Well, the reason we do that is we use, I don't know all the technical versions,
Right.
or the reasons, but basically we want it so that the player always uses that first disc to
I
launch
see.
the game. The second disc is just an install disc.
I see.
So once you
So you
install
don't
it
need to
once,
swap any discs around.
you don't have to swap it. It's just in there. You're good to go forever. It does require 8 gigabytes of storage space, and that can be either on your hard drive or it can actually be a USB flash drive.
So you can install this to a USB flash drive and you're good to go.
Absolutely.
That's
and
great.
So we wanted to give people a lot of flexibility in how that works. But we have a lot of content in this game, a lot of art assets, takes up a lot of space.
Sure.
So that's why we're launching on 2 discs.
All right, why don't we go ahead and get back into the, let's get on board the Infinity and head into War Games. What is the next mode we're going to see here? We decided?
What are you thinking? We can go back to some Infinity Slayer. Why don't we go to Infinity Slayer on Solace? We're working on actually bringing some extra players into... we're going to go into a couple other stuff, but I think we're going to do some Infinity Slayer on Solace. Solace is slightly asymmetric, but for the most part symmetrical. You have kind of 2 bases sort of facing one
Right,
another.
right.
You have a beam in the middle that's both a lift and also has some other stuff attached to it. It's kind of a Forerunner environment on a really cool environment. It's got one of my probably my favorite skyboxes in the game. You'll see it as we launch into here.
All right, why don't we just go ahead and get, you guys are here to see the gameplay, you don't want to hear us, so let's launch into full screen gameplay and audio, and we'll be back on the other side of this. So enjoy your, thank you for tuning into the Halo 4 stream. We'll see you after this game.
Slayer. Eliminate the enemy team. Gain the lead. Lost the lead. Lost the lead. Request confirmed.
And we're back.
We have some more friends joining us. I believe this
Halloween
is-
here at 343 Industries.
That is the saddest swords I've ever seen. Raphael, show them your weapons. Raphael. Yep, those are deadly. Some of our
forks.
animators and vignettes team.
Forked to death. Anyway, these guys are animators.
Yeah.
Awesome animations. So, thank you.
Doing awesome work.
All right,
Yeah,
well, we're
not
gonna-
so much on your body armor, Leonardo. That's a little suspect.
All right. We're going to get back to Halo 4, the Halo 4 multiplayer stream. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, we done.
Cowabunga.
Yeah, Cowabunga. Got a couple questions here we want to take from some folks. First questions, you want to take this one right here?
Yeah, so this question is from Emmanuel Rios. This is a question about Infinity Slayer. If each kill is worth 10 points, are those points split up among players when one of them gets the assist? Short answer is no. So the player who gets the kill gets all 10 points to support the team. However, if you get an assist, those 5 points for the assist go into your personal ordnance, so
Okay.
allowing you to unlock new power weapons, new grenades, and new power-ups.
I see.
So everything you do to support your team, whether it's your style or assisting teammates in getting kills, is going to feed into that personal ordnance.
Now, we had another question here asking about instant respawn.
Yeah, so instant respawn is something we're introducing, especially in Infinity Slayer. It's something that doesn't exist in every mode, but Infinity Slayer is very fast-paced, 4v4. We want players that, if they do get taken out, if they don't want to watch the death cam, they can get right back into the action
Yep.
and do that. I find it's incredibly instinctive. I hit X to respawn even when I know I shouldn't.
Right.
I just can't stop
Same
it.
with me.
I have to get right
I was
back
playing it
into
the other night.
action.
I was like right into the action. I was like, I want to change my loadout. But you can go back and change your loadout, and then it'll obviously do it.
And you can, of course, you can turn that off in the options menu.
Right.
And there are certain modes where it doesn't have it. So, for example, we wouldn't want instant respawn and capture the flag. Because then you could just die. There's no the risk involved in dying. You
Right.
can just run right back to the other player. So that's more consistent with more kind of traditional Halo, where you have to wait a few seconds before you can spawn back in.
All right, we got a couple of surprises here, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of folks, I work at Microsoft. David, you work here. We're not journalists.
Nope.
So
Nope.
we're going to go ahead and do this here. Go ahead and let me show you what I got
Try
right
to
here.
focus on that. Maybe pull it back a little
Pull it
bit.
back a little bit.
I don't think that's going to focus. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
What is
webcam.
what is this I'm holding up here?
So that is a double XP cap from, I think it's Game Fuel. It's not going to focus.
Not focusing.
I think we'll have to read it off. Larry, do you want to read yours off, or I can just read mine
Go
off?
ahead and read yours off, and then I'll read mine off.
All right, so whoever is fastest on the trigger with this one,
Ready?
V, E, 7, L, R, B, K, that's appropriate, 6, R, X.
And what do they do with this?
So you can go to doxp.com. I believe that's right. Allison, is that correct? Is it doxp.com?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw the cap at Allison. Is it doxp?
It says on there.
Yeah. I just threw the cap with the info.
It says on the drink.
Oh,
XP.com.
doxp.com, I was right. You can go on there, you can enter the code, it allows you to get double XP for a certain amount of matches. You can
Really?
bank those, allows you to level up and progress a little
Okay,
bit faster.
I've got one here. We'll do this later, but like I say, right now it's not. Ready.
Oh, it sort of wants to,
But then it sees
and it goes away. I think it's trying to focus on the face. I don't think that's going to, oh, there you go.
No.
Well,
No.
forget it. Never mind. All right.
We'll sort that out. We're live.
Yeah, check this out. This is we've been showing this off. This is unbelievable. We should be giving this away. We got a couple dozen to give away, right?
We can have one to give away, but
There's panic
later
over there.
after.
Well, this is actually the first copy we've gotten here in the
It's
office.
the first time I've seen. I mean,
This
I know
is the
you
first
guys
time
are-
I'm seeing it.
It looks awesome.
Allison is
Allison.
coming over
I
here.
went into our storage where this is being
Lock and
held.
key.
Lock and key, and I got this without permission. So we can't give it away just now.
I
but
see.
No.
That belongs to somebody.
I think it belongs to me
people.
now.
However,
First in line.
because Larry said so,
Yes.
we'll give away one
Okay.
as a result of this on Larry's show.
So who's going to call Bomber and tell him he's not getting a copy?
You.
Okay, I'll call him. Okay. All right, let's
He's
Yes,
giving us the
I
Surface
told
and Windows Phone 8.
That's true.
Ah.
Let's get back to gameplay, shall we? What are we going to do next for gameplay? We're almost out of time. We only have about 15 more
So
minutes here.
I think this is a good chance to hop into and actually play some Extraction.
Okay.
This is a mode that we haven't necessarily shown publicly. I think we should do Extraction on Meltdown,
Okay.
which is one of our new maps. Extraction is
So
a
I
new.
see he's tweaking his loadouts a little bit.
Yep.
Only by a VR.
Nice.
Okay.
Extraction. So it's third from the top.
Okay.
Extraction is one of our new objective game types.
Why don't you explain this before we get going? What the objective is?
So I can't explain all the fictional wrapper elements to it because I would get that wrong.
Okay.
But Extraction is pretty simple. You basically have a couple of research spots on each map. You need to go there. You need to plant some kind of sensor array to get information and upload it to the Infinity.
Okay.
And so you have a couple of those on the map at any one time. You just roll over there. You pull out the sensor. You plant it, and then it goes from assault to defend. So you're assaulting, trying to get there, hold the spot, Once you hold it while it's grabbing all the data and while it's uploading it to the Infinity, you need to hold it off. Your teammates need to keep the other team from going in and taking over that data stream and
Great.
getting that information for themselves.
Well, I think the best thing to do is for us to go full screen on this, and let's let people enjoy it. And we'll come back on the other side for one final break. If you have any questions, pound Halo 4 stream. That's what we're using on Twitter. Drop by my blog at majornelson.com. Leave some questions there in the comments. And shall we? Let's
Yeah,
play.
let's
All
do
right,
it.
Let's start the game here. You don't want to see us. You want to go full screen.
Prototype Forerunner tech. There you go.
Extraction. Extract more targets than your enemy. Armed bomb. Armed Alpha. Alpha converted. Armed Delta. Enemy extracted Charlie. Lost the lead. Armed Echo. Enemy converted Echo. Enemy extracted Delta. converted. Extracted Echo. Enemy converted Alpha. 5 minutes remain. Site defender. Alpha converted. Enemy converted Bravo. Enemy converted Alpha. Alpha converted. Enemy extracted Bravo. Next point wins. Enemy converted Alpha. Alpha converted. Enemy extracted Charlie.
Like I'm gonna be on. I'm going to full screen right now.
All right, that was Extraction on Meltdown.
Yeah.
So we're coming towards the end of this particular stream, but
It's the internet. It's free. Why can't we just keep going?
well, unfortunately, some of us are still working on the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of it's wrapped up, but some of us are still working on some
Did we
post-launch
lose? Oh,
things.
the limited editions over there.
Allison took it away from us because
Now,
we were
what,
threatening.
before we get too sidetracked here, what did we just see? Because people are probably tuning in going, wait a minute, what mode is this? I don't know what's going on.
So that was Extraction, one of our new objective
Okay.
game types. You basically are trying to take an area, and you're doing some research, some Forerunner tech, and once you take it, you then have to defend it while it's getting all the information you need to
Okay.
grab from that specific
it's
spot.
uploading,
So,
right.
example, you're extracting that information.
Right.
And so it's assault and then defend. And that was Meltdown, which is one of our new maps as well. And I believe Ricari got some good time with Railgun, which
Yeah.
is one of my particular new favorite weapons.
What's
in
the secret there?
the combat.
You just got to wait till it spools up and boom.
Yep, and it doesn't have, unlike the Spartan laser, in some ways it's sort of a handheld Spartan laser, but it doesn't have a zoom on it.
Okay.
So you need to take.
You have
it
to
from
no-scope it.
At distance, you got to no scope. Yeah. So we did get some questions from people real quick about, so today we were using a lot of accounts that didn't have everything unlocked, so it's
Right.
just like assault rifle, DMR, BR.
Right.
You know, we have a bunch of weapons in the game. I have my personal favorite, is still the battle rifle, especially on Haven. I use it almost.
So BR is your
BR is my
sight
go-to,
on
but it also depends on the map.
Right.
So, for example, Ragnarok, it's a little bit longer sight lines. I might want to go with a DMR or, for example, the Promethean light rifle, which is also really, really useful because it's a 4-shot kill when you're zoomed in with it. 5 shots, 5 bursts if you're shooting from.
I want to give this tip because I've played some of the multiplayer and I finished the campaign. Don't discount any of the weapons.
Yeah.
Okay. I learned that towards the end of the campaign, and in the multiplayer, I was like, I'm not really going to use this particular weapon, one of the newer ones. And then I unlocked the secret. I figured out what I needed to do to make it awesome. So experiment.
Exactly. I encourage when you get the game, try experimenting with the preset loadouts that we have on matchmaking. Also, as you're leveling up, maybe try some weapons out that you wouldn't normally use.
Yep.
As you're leveling up, you gain XP, and as you level up in your Spartan ranks, you then earn Spartan points, which you can then spend on the weapon. So XP gets you ranks, and ranks gets you Spartan points that you spend on weapons, armor abilities, and armor mods.
Did someone say XP?
They did.
Double XP. All right, so we did this a little earlier. I've got this this Mountain Dew cap here.
Still not focusing.
Well, it wasn't focusing, but it's okay because I'm going to read it off to you. Are you ready? It's PBBBH. So that's 3 B's.
That's it.
Peanut butter, butter, butter. Hotel.
Ham.
Ham. Thank you. S is in Sam. B is in Victor. L is in Larry. C is in Charlie. Niner. So go to doxp.com. Plug that in, and you will get double XP for some time.
Yeah.
Or something like
Yeah,
that.
you earn some extra XP
Right.
for a couple of matches,
Right.
unlock some weapons, and experiment.
So we're almost out. We're going to see the last game here, which we're going to call.
Yeah.
You and I are going to kind of. Why don't you explain what we're going to see here?
So I believe we're going to play Regicide on Adrift, which is also one of the first maps we showed. Earlier this year. Adrift takes place in a UNSC installation that's in orbit around a gas giant.
Okay.
There's a big mech, not a mantis, but there's a different type of mecha in the middle of the map that's under construction. It's sort of being left there, adrift, as it were. And there's lots of good opportunities for some close quarters combat. So Ricari's got the BR. Don't discount the Promethean Vision. Would definitely be
So
worth
this is the
using.
first time we're going to see Promethean Vision, right?
So, but Ricari doesn't have. He only has
Oh,
one
he has
Spartan
one.
point, so
Wah,
not
wah,
quite enough. So
wah.
you have these tough choices you have to make on what you're going to spend your Spartan points on as you're leveling up.
Right.
Battle rifle is good on this one. AR, you don't want to sleep on it. It's really good on this map. Close quarters, you can just unleash a bunch of bullets in someone's face and take them out. So I think we're just going to hop in and Regicide. So Regicide is our new free-for-all mode. It's kind of a take on free-for-all with a little bit of Juggernaut to kind of flipped on its side. So at the beginning of the match, everyone's equal.
Okay.
But the first person to get a kill, they become the king.
Okay.
And the king has a bounty over their head. They have a big marker over their head the whole time, so everyone knows where the king's at.
They're a
So
sitting duck.
everyone should be trying to take the king out. Basically, at the end of the match, whoever has 300 points wins. That's going to be the king. They're going to win
And the
the
points
match.
are gained by.
The points are gained by killing other players, and you earn extra points for killing the king.
So it's not you can just run around and be the king. It's not like a timer.
No, there's no timer, but definitely if you are the king, everyone's going to be coming gunning for you. So sometimes if you're the king, you have an opportunity to take out multiple enemies that maybe are fighting each other. So you see the bounty on the left side of Ricari's screen of 15 points. Someone's become the king already. And Ricari knows exactly where they are. He knows where to head out. But he's also got other enemies to take out.
And if he takes out enough,
He can take over the king without actually killing the king.
I see. So that's and how does he does that?
So he thought the king was getting ready to shoot across on that man cannon. Something that's interesting with the king is you have opportunities when you're killing the king. You actually get extra points. Ricari took out the king. The king got 10 points for killing Ricari. Ricari got 20 because Ricari killed the king.
Okay.
But if you get a chance to sneak up on a king, you get a chance to assassinate a king.
Right.
You actually get a bunch of bonus points for doing that because it's really tough to pull off. It's free for all. It's frenetic. There's lots of action going on.
So this map is interesting because you were explaining it a little bit earlier, but when we get outside, you're actually zooming through space, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of cool. So if gameplay goes outside, I urge you guys to look off.
So Ricari's got some grenades. You might want to just chuck them in there around the corner, bounce it off the wall. Oh, someone else took out the king first. Those are points left on the board that
Look at
Ricari
that.
did not get. So you definitely, if you get a chance, don't be afraid to steal kills from people. It's free for all. It's the name of the game.
Right.
Ricari's got the king, looks like behind him. So he can set up out there. Maybe you want to switch to a pistol in closer quarters. But he's getting shot from behind. He's getting shot from every quarter, unfortunately. But Ricari's using his radar. We got two people here. I personally would have backed off there, let the other player head up to the king, because normally they get really excited, they want to try to take him out, and then
Right.
kill both of them from
Right.
behind. But everyone's got their own playstyle. Ricari's was to get killed.
Apparently, he's the guy who's getting killed a lot
I'm just
here.
teasing. But you see the king has built up his bounty. Ricari's in good shape. As the king, you have to constantly be moving. You can't just camp. You can't just sit there. You have a big old target on your back the entire match. Ricari did a good job getting some cleanup there. He's got some other enemies. Not using that hologram. Hologram is super useful in Halo 4.
Okay.
It's one of my go-tos, and there's nothing better than humiliating.
And it's a higher
someone.
level unlock.
Yeah, it is. And there's nothing better than getting someone humiliated, just
Right.
going after your hologram and then sneaking up behind them and assassinating them.
Right.
There's also some little Easter eggs in there with the hologram that people are experimenting with it. Maybe it has some extra functionality that they've never seen and used before.
Right. So it's not just like the old days where people use and we've all played those matches like, oh, he's using a hologram. I'm not falling for that.
Well, so one of the big differences is, punch him, get from the side, got one other enemy. One of the good things about holograms is it actually shows up as an enemy now. So when you have your reticle over it,
It's less.
it's more likely to fool someone and making them think it's a real player.
That's a big
Also,
deal right there.
Ricari can send a hologram across that man cannon and it will fly across.
Really?
Yep. So right there, the player he was playing against definitely knew that was a hologram and didn't get really distracted, but there we go.
Oh, that's it.
He got distracted. It's just enough to get the drop on him.
Right.
He's 3 shots deep. Just got
Ricari
stuck.
still died.
That's a well-timed grenade right on his ankle. Look, Deathcam, don't lie.
Yeah.
So you might want to throw some grenades, clear out some enemies here.
So you can see we're at 175, 100.
And this is a 300. So we're a little over halfway through.
And we just saw the light shield there.
So yeah, that's Promethean light
There
shield.
it
He
is
was
right
able to
here.
buy enough
That's the
time to
light
get
shield.
away. It's also really useful if someone's throwing grenades at you or shooting rockets. You can get those to bounce off.
rockets will bounce?
However, you will. It doesn't necessarily stop a vehicle, so you have to be careful when and where you use those.
Mental note. So you can't.
Ricari's not using his grenades. Doesn't like using grenades. Likes punching people though.
Oh. Assassination.
Got a solid
We have
beat
some
to
brand new assassinations in this
We
game.
have a bunch of new assassinations. Our animation team's just kind of
They were
nuts
in
with that
earlier.
stuff. Yep. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which we met earlier, it's just some of the guys on our animation team. They have a lot of fun ones in there. I think we saw one earlier on Meltdown where Ricari did a tackle animation, which might be my favorite assassination. So see, there's a difference between Hard Light Shield and say like Armor Lock and Reach. That player was still definitely get taken out from behind. Ricari was
Right.
able to do that. Yep, finishing off with the pistol. And no shame in that. You got the kill.
Yep. So again, we're watching Regicide here.
Yep, so we're at 215, got about 85 points to go. That's going to be, well, so depending on who gets the next kill, we'll see where we're at. Ricari's, he's still in the hunt. If he can get a couple of king kills, if he was to get the next one, he'd be right in the hunt. He'd be like a 185 to 225, so that's right there.
I'm just looking at questions right now on the Halo 4 stream. Lots of good stuff here.
Someone's already with the assault rifle OP nerf it. It's all about player position in the right spot. If the assault rifle's right next to someone with the BR, the assault rifle, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I think it should win. The BR person should set up themselves so they're in encounters in mid to long range rather than close quarters. That's what the battle rifle is intended for. Now, of course, if you get someone on the open assault rifle, you're going to wreck them with the battle rifle.
Right.
That is also how it's supposed to be.
Right.
But a good player with the BR can still handle their own against the AR, especially if they use a combination of grenades, player movement. So if you have thrust attack, thrust down behind, punch them in the back.
Right.
You have a lot of tools at your disposal for movement and just player situational awareness. It's huge in Halo.
So you can see we're on a big ship out here. If you look off to the right, playing. It's tough because it's a lot of the designers do great work, but we're so focused on the gameplay we often forget to look in the skybox and so forth like we are here.
Well, I mean, artists sometimes they don't get credit for putting all the awesome looking stuff into these levels. But I mean, really, if you're a player, your focus should be on the map.
Right, but I'm just saying, take a moment, set up a private match, and walk around and check it out. I urge you to do this
I don't disagree with you there.
because there's a lot.
So Ricari's got his hologram. Good opportunity to send it out there around the corner, maybe. Send it into that maelstrom. There you go. Throw some grenades on your hologram.
Oh, he fell for it.
There, whiff. Oh, there you go. It only
fell
took
for
8
it.
shots, but you got the job done. Good job, Ricari.
And we can see in the lower left-hand corner, right above the motion sensor, that's his.
That's his armor ability.
That's his armor ability.
Sticky Det. Sticky Det might be one of my favorite new weapons. Why don't you run over there and grab that, Ricari?
Now, what is this here?
So Sticky Detonator fires a projectile which sticks to anything.
Does it
and,
bounce?
It doesn't bounce. It just sits there, and then you can choose to detonate it whenever you want to, or you can stick an enemy or even vehicles with it.
Wow.
So what Ricari did there, he placed it on the ground, player ran by it, blew up, took
Fifth
a shield. 5th place. That's out of 6, I think, right?
5th place.
5th place out of 6. You guys can give Ricari
my
crap for
screen?
that.
That's
Can we
what
show
every-
this little, I'm playing on this little monitor.
Everyone's
Yeah,
just turning and laughing at Ricari and making fun of him.
playing on a little monitor. All right, so we're going to wrap things up here, Mr. David Ellis. We're going to bring everybody
Why
back
doesn't
here.
everyone come back behind us while we're wrapping
Yeah.
this stuff up? Everyone who
Right behind us.
came by and played. Mr. Kevin Grace, rocking it, fellow
So
beard
behind
brother.
behind us is it's not Movember yet.
We're setting up. We're
Are you
getting-
guys getting ready for Movember?
No,
He's eternally bearded. He doesn't.
it's a beardy place.
Yeah.
Anyway, so why don't you guys get all in here?
Yeah,
if you want to
just
say
hop in
hello.
here behind us.
Or at least walk by and say hello. There's guys from 343 that were coming in, and they were playing while we were calling the game.
They were
so
nice enough
thank you
to be
guys.
publicly humiliated.
Sound off.
So yeah, if you guys want to come by and just step up in front and say who you are and what you work on, and then we'll let you keep moving on. You want to hold the microphone up?
Yep.
Gavin, lead multiplayer producer.
Thank you, Gavin.
Talking to my chest.
Yeah.
Just like I'm Jeff DeBrule, a multiplayer programmer.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'm Angus McCory. I'm a multiplayer services developer.
I'm going to move around here.
I'm Ricari Austin, community coordinator.
I'm Dan Shosage. I make videos here.
He makes all the awesome videos, all the
Yes.
trailers. Dan, that's his and his team. I introduced him earlier. I'm going to get him in here. Mr. Kevin Grace,
That's the man
franchise
right there.
manager. Last but not least,
All right, Eric Kramer, associate producer in studio operations. I'm the guy who just kicked his butt.
Thank you. Nice work. Nice work.
I see David Berger. He's the technical lead over there. He's not coming over here because he's camera shy.
Yeah, that's okay. That's the way it is.
Don't know what he's going to do. So,
All right, we're going to wrap things up here. We ran a little bit long, but that's okay because we started late, right?
yeah.
So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. David, I want to thank you for inviting me over. And
Thank you,
Allison,
Larry.
Thank you for inviting me over. Thanks to the guys at Twitch TV for getting all this technology.
Yeah,
It's actually
awesome.
pretty easy. People can do it themselves, but they came down and helped us out. I want to thank you guys at 343, everybody that tuned in. A lot of fun here. Halo 4 launches next week. I'll let you kind of
Yep.
tick through some of the elements there.
Yeah, so next week, November 6th here in the U.S., Election Day from the U.S., so we want to encourage everyone to get out there, get informed, and vote. We don't care who you vote for, just as long as you're participating, if you're eligible. If you're
Yep.
not, we don't want to encourage you to do anything illegal. But get out there and play Halo 4. We look forward to having everyone in War Games, Spartan Ops, and, of course, returning and playing as the Master Chief.
They
once
know
again.
my gamer tag is Major Nelson. Do they know yours?
Yeah, yeah. So my gamer tag is total sellout. It's
Okay.
2 words, total space sellout. It's very appropriate these days.
Yes, exactly.
My gamer tag is
It's
total
total
sellout.
Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you, guys. We'll look forward to seeing you guys online playing Halo 4 next week, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.